gamers, this is Skello Mystic. Welcome to another edition, I believe it's episode 6, of Through the Grapevine, where I talk about things in-game, around game, things that might be happening, things that can happen, things maybe that should happen. Now, before I start this one, there's really something on my mind that I want to cover, and that's this. I know that there's a lot of you guys who listen to me and who value my opinion, which I appreciate a lot. So I want to put a little disclaimer in here right before I have this discussion. And that is this. What I'm going to say here is not written in stone. It may not happen at all. I'm not looking to slight anyone, either game developers nor players or anyone. I'm not looking to slight anyone or talk bad about anyone or any of that. But I do have something on my mind that I think bears a little bit of discussion and a little bit of thought, well, actually a lot bit of thought, and just a little bit of a warning. And that is this. I have been playing this game since beta. Okay, I've been here through all the long years, and I've seen lots and lots of stuff go on here. And I am noticing a pattern in things. I do that. I'm noticing a pattern in things, and I really wanted to bring it to you guys' attention. And it really, even though I've been thinking about it for a long time, it really came home a couple of days ago with, if you've seen it, I did a couch potato seed vault glitch thing, where a seed vault that I had, but all on its own, glitched into a couch potato whenever I tried to move it. And that's bringing me to the point of this discussion now. I have sort of wondered for quite a while now if there isn't some sort of a game crash coming for Wizard, where they're going to have to reset things and turn back time, as it were, on whatnot in Wizard101. And the reason for that is, back in the day, I love that expression, back in the day, whenever I was playing, this is, 4 or 5 years ago even, of course, the game itself wasn't so big, because they're adding a world and a world and a world all the time, and new content all the time, and rightfully so, because you should have that in a game. But anyhow, 4 or 5 years ago, you didn't notice nearly so many unintended glitches going on. You didn't notice nearly so many things happening that aren't supposed to happen. Now, I'll grant you, there's a lot of them, especially with the building, the glitch building, that are beneficial. But I've noticed just lately a lot and a lot and a lot more of unintended harmful glitches. I'm sure that more than one of you has, actually I know for a fact that more than one of you has had a problem with the new seed vault and in your stat gardens or otherwise, where it ate up your seeds, or it disappeared, or it turned into something else, or any number of things like that. That's not the only glitch that I've noticed that has been detrimental to things. There's been glitches in combat. I mean, not too long ago, we had a PvP glitch where I had died, but for some reason, I don't know if it turned back the clock. I don't really even to this day know exactly what happened. I came back to life after death in a PvP match, and we ended up winning, and boy, those people were ticked. and again, somewhat rightfully so. I mean, the way that glitch had worked was that my partner had healed me that turn, and I was supposed to get my pips back to cast a spell. And he did heal me, and I did come back to life, but I came back without pips. The next turn, they killed me again, but I came back to life again anyway, that time with pips. And I mean, that's a big time glitch in gameplay. And I've only seen that a couple of times in all the years of doing this. But that's really the glitch that got me started on the road to thinking, I wonder if there's some kind of a crash or some kind of an uncontrolled problem that's going to be going on here. They've stacked worlds on and new content on so fast, and that means the actual code for this game is so much bigger than it was 6-7 years ago. It's a lot bigger now, and it's a lot more to keep track of. And I just wonder, every time I see one of these harmful glitches happen and some player loses something, I have to say that it is in my mind the concern that there might be some kind of a crash coming sooner or later. I'm not saying it's going to be a catastrophic fail, guys. Please, please, don't get worried and get into your bomb shelters just yet. Don't do it. But there might be a problem coming. I've just seen more and more and more. And I know a lot of you old pro, veteran, longtime players have seen the same thing. I just don't think that anybody's really said anything about it other than on an individual glitch basis. So just a little food for thought. Maybe, you know, you want to be careful with the glitches that you're doing. You want to make sure that you've got things tucked away safely, however you want to have them, what have you. Just think about it and wonder. And, you know, approach that subject matter with caution and some thought. All right, that's really what I want to say about the glitch area of this video. Just think about it. And by all means, I invite discussion in this video. Give me your ideas. Listen to others' ideas and have a good time in the comments section of this video, because really I do think this is a matter for discussion. All right, now that we've got the kind of serious stuff out of the way, I want to talk to you guys about some game ideas that I've had. Actually, some of them are lately, and some of them are game ideas that I've had for quite a while. I would like to see, as far as new game ideas, I was thinking about this because I've just recently trained a lot of pets with that member bonus we just had. I would like to see a player get a little bit extra experience points for their pet, or, you know, a little something extra if they play a perfect game. You know, you shoot out a pet cannon, you get a perfect score. Or you play grumpy gobblers and you knock all the blocks down on the first shot. Or stuff like that. I would like to see a little bit more experience, just, you know, a little extra boost for doing such a good job in a pet game. I think that would be a nice little extra reward. I've thought about that a lot of times because I can shoot the crap out of those gobbler blocks. I'm telling you what, I'll put those bad boys down. Anyway, I think that would be a nice little bonus as far as the pet games go. I was thinking that the other day in combat, I was having the darndest time getting shadow pips to power my spells. I'd like to see a TC drop, you know, a zero cost TC drop that gives you shadow pip. You know, you cast that spell and you automatically get a shadow pip. I think that's going to put a little bit of a less of a backwash on this whole not being able to get a shadow pip to cast your spell thing. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have it for PvP, but if it's a treasure card that takes you an extra turn to cast, again, why not? You know, you can have an extra pip or an extra shadow pip treasure card that will let you get your shadow pip. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. In fact, I would like to see that. Just because I've had so many times, and I know you guys have too, where you're waiting to cast and waiting to cast and waiting to cast, but you can't get a shadow pip. You just can't get one. I don't know why it is. I would like to see in general questing. You know, whenever you're in quest and you're like, oh no, this boss is going to kill me, I'm so screwed. And I know all of you said that because I've said it a bunch of times. What about if those random wisps that float through your battle the whole time, teasing you and taunting you with extra life and extra mana that you could really, really use, every once in a while they actually landed on you and gave you that extra life or gave you the extra mana? That doesn't have to be every time. I'm just saying that at random, you know, you're fighting a battle and you're sweating it. the beads of sweat are getting big as bullets on your head and you're like, oh no, I'm going to have to do this all over again. And bing! A life wisp comes floating through there and goes and gives you life, and it's just enough to get you through that boss. I think that would be a great idea, a great addition to the game. Just some random life or some random mana that came floating by and it helped you out. Why not? They're supposed to be wisps. Wisps are supposed to be sentient things. I think that would be a great idea. Another spell that I would like to see, this is a great one, maybe in PvP, because that would be a great place for it, would be the hot potato spell. And that is a spell that does, say 1,000 damage, say 5,000 damage, whatever amount of damage that they decide to put on it. But you cast the spell and you toss it over to the opposing team. And the next turn they have to toss it back or risk holding it and have the damage build or toss it to one of their teammates or something like that. Or they, they toss it back to you, which is more than likely what I would do. I would get this out of my here, get this out of my hands. You have it. Go. This is gonna blow up in my hands. You have it. Anyhow, a hot potato spell that would blow up and do damage at random to whoever happened to be holding it at the time. I think that would add a quite interesting random nature to the match of PvP. Give it to me. I'll be the first one to hold it. Give it here. I would love to see a hot potato spell. So KI, if you're listening, give me a hot potato spell that gets thrown around at random in the PvP ring and finally blows up in somebody's face, because that would be too funny. All right, let me think here. What else would I like to see? Oh, how about for pets, a Maycast Dispel? For very, just like we have Melt and Choke and all that bit. How about having a pet that has a Maycast Dispel like that? I don't think I've ever seen one, and I think that would add some cool randomness to PvP or even questing, really. Maycast Dispel, and Maycast Melt, Maycast Choke, any of that. If there is one, I don't know about it, so maybe I'm just speaking out of the top of my head, but I haven't seen one or recall one. I would like to see, as far as PvP goes, you being able to label your trophy. You get your first place, second place, third place trophy, having like the statues and stuff, having like a little interactive plate there, so you could put the date in that you won it, or some details about the match, or whatever like that. We've got the trophies for memories anyway. Let's be able to add a little note there for what match it was for, or maybe something special we did in the match, or the date of the match, or whatever. I think that a little interactive tab for each of your little trophies. If you went to the effort of winning the trophy, why not have a little bit of interaction with it? I think that would be a cool idea. I think that with all the farming that goes on here, having a potion in the crown shop that you can either get for crowns or gold or what have you, that will temporarily increase the drop chance for a boss that you're farming to try to get something that you farmed for 3 days long. I think that a potion in the crown shop would be a great idea to increase that drop chance. If you want to charge crowns for it, and you must charge crowns for it, do that. But if you want to be really cool and make it viable for gold, also do that, because I think you'd sell the living holy bejeebers out of that potion. I myself would probably buy up a whole room full. I think that would be a great thing to have. I would like, and this is for the housing glitch thing, I would like the option to be able to remove my pet's name. You can do that for yourself. You can take off all names, but other players can see the names anyway. I would like to, for instance, have a bunch of those beta fish and be able to permanently remove their names and put them in an underwater glitch like they were a school of fish rather than pets. I would like to see that. Give us the ability to remove the names as far as everybody can see, and just make them a decoration if you want to. There's been a lot of pets. I did a fish tank glitch video a long time ago that was really cool, where I put a bunch of I put the jellyfish and the beta fish and, the puffer fish, all those things into a fish tank. And for the sake of the video, it was awesome looking, because I turned off the names, and that's all you guys saw. You saw what I saw, which is no names on the fish. And it looked like a cool tank full of really cool looking fish. So I would like the ability to turn off the name boards on pets as far as everybody's seeing it goes. I think that's a fine idea. Let me see. What else? I've come up with a ton of ideas, and sometimes it just takes a bit. Let's see. How about, and here's one that I think someone suggested to me, but is really a good idea anyway. How about leaving or having a message system for your offline friends? I'm going to be on at X time, so that if you're not on, maybe you have a chore or an errand to run, you can leave a message for them saying, hey, I'm going to be on at X time, meet me at so-and-so realm, that kind of thing. Because right now you can only talk to them if you're on and they're on. I think that being able to leave a message for your friends saying, hey, I'll be back at this time, wait for me, would be a good idea. Maybe like, I don't know, a magic envelope floating at their house or something like that, like the Harry Potter style, that kind of thing. I think that would be a really good idea. Here's one that here's one that I'm sure a bunch of you, because I know a bunch of you are about it, would like to see. I would like to see a Master Troll badge. And by that I mean you've pulled a really neat trick. And I don't mean some of that common garden variety stuff. You've pulled a really neat trick that really messes with people's heads and makes them laugh and have a good time. I think that someone should be able to vote you. This is how you get the badge. Someone would be able to vote you for it. Giving you the Master Troll badge. Where you pull off something that's just too hilariously funny in game and it really amuses people. I think they should give you a badge for that. It should be called the Master Troll badge. Oh, boys. Let's see. Another one I would like to see, and this is probably going to be the last one now because I'm just getting where we're going to run this video up to an hour and a half. In the library in Wizard City, they have those huge, long stacks that just go off in the distance. I would love it if they were to open that area up. You know, maybe have some actual like reference books you pull out there for quests or what have you. And just basically make it a great big long maze full of stacks. I think that would be a great place for tag or adventuring or, I mean, like, again, I have to use the reference because it's true. Like in Harry Potter, where they had a great big library and they did all kinds of cool stuff in there. I would like to see that happen with the Wizard City Library. It is so huge, there shouldn't be any problem being able to do that. I mean, even if you had to, like, you know, have a load page and load it to a different area. That just really strikes me as a cool and fun idea. All right, let me think. You know, I've got a ton more of them. But I think that I'm probably getting this video a little bit long, running off at the mouth like I do. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Maybe leave me a comment about other games or other series or any other thing you might want to see me do. If you'd like, leave a comment to talk to me, to ask me questions, or just shoot the breeze because I love to talk to you guys back. This is Skelomystic reminding you that whatever else you do, always love the game. Peace! Hey, what's up gamers? This is Skelomystic. Welcome back to Pet Training Baby to Mega. This time we're doing the Storm School pet, the Triton. I have noticed in these school pets that they kind of get talents that are limited to the level of the wizard who's supposed to be getting them, like the 45, 65, 85, etc. So I'm not really hopeful for talent on this, even